What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel, man. It's your guy NextGenNero back with another review, and today we have to talk about Yoshi in the Mysterious Book, yo. And this game actually caught me off guard. I really enjoyed it, and I actually enjoyed it more than I originally thought I was going to. When I officially seen the reveal of it and seen it, immediately the art style called out to me. I'm a sucker for dope, unique, different art styles and aesthetics and games that just, go against the norm and try to do something a little different. So with this art style and the whole concept of it, being in the book and everything like that, I was like, this is dope, man. This is something I definitely would pick up to play with my lady and our daughter. And that's exactly what I did. And man, I was not disappointed. I was not let down. I haven't played too many Yoshi games at all. I played some via the Nintendo Online expansion. I don't know which specific one, if it was on GameCube or Game Boy or whichever one, but I played a few of them and they was actually fun. I've been playing a few of the older Kirby games as well as I play the newer ones, just to see where the franchises kind of came from. So man, when I got this, I was excited and I was like, yo, came in with an open mind. I seen some of the reviews. I didn't really watch too many of them because I like to judge games by myself. But anyway, let's get right into it, yo. The first thing I want to talk about is double back to that art design. The graphics was just dope to me. I really loved the art direction of this game, man. Every stage was different, had a different theme going forward, and I just thought it was beautiful. This is a UE5 game, so Unreal Engine 5 game running on the Switch 2 from Nintendo. I thought that was pretty dope, man. I was interested to see if the performance would keep up, because playing a lot of UE5 games this gen, one thing that can happen a lot is stutters and frame drops, and even with the more laid-back art styles of some indie games, sometimes that still could be a problem. But I'm happy to say on the Switch 2, this was an extremely smooth experience, and I'm happy to say that. Like I said, I thought it was very beautiful. I thought it was dope. I really enjoyed it. Even my girl was like, I really enjoyed the art style of this game. My daughter thought it was pretty as well. The gameplay is pretty basic. So basically, you're what I would call it a zoologist, maybe. The people that discover animals and study them and learn them. And that's pretty much what you're doing in this book. You're going into this mysterious book, as in the title of the game, and you're pretty much trying to find each and every type of different animal within the pages, and you're studying them, you're learning them, you're interacting with them. And the thing that caught me off about this game, when people was seeing the previews and stuff, they was like, oh, you can't die, and a lot of reviewers knocked it for that. Oh, it's too easy, you can't die. And I'm like, well, it's a few platformers out there that's I think is really dope that you don't necessarily die in, you know what I'm saying? Especially puzzle style games. One of my favorite games from this gen indie game was Cocoon. I don't know if too many people played that, but I don't think you can die in that game. I just think it was a lot of puzzles and stuff like that. But anyway, the thing that caught me off guard about this gameplay was how deep and intricate a lot of these stages was. It was plenty of times where I spent longer than I thought I needed to be on these stages just to finish it and realize, wow, I missed 3, 4, 5 secrets. And in my mind, during the time, I legit thought I looked for everything. Or even when I watched my daughter play, she would look for everything. I would tell her to go certain places. We finished the stage and there was still more stuff to go back and discover. And I think that gives it a lot of replayability. And I thought that was very dope. Another thing I really enjoyed was just the overall stages and the stage designs. Trying to figure some things out, whether you got to find that last 2, 3 things to discover to finish the stage. Sometimes you have to think outside the box, sometimes you have to double back, and that didn't happen to me a whole lot, but the times it did happen to me, I really appreciated it, because I really do enjoy having to think in video games sometimes, especially when it's not, one of these platformers where you do die, where it's a Mario or maybe an Astrobot or something like that. It's just, figuring out and studying, and I really enjoyed that. I really also enjoyed naming the creatures. Me and the family came up with some crazy funny ass names for these creatures and stuff like that. So I thought that was dope, man. So I thought the graphics and the gameplay, art design, all was stellar. Another thing I really enjoyed was the music and the sound design. I thought the music was dope, man. Whether it was the music at the end of the credits, as I rolled credits after finishing the game. By the way, it took me about maybe 12, 13 hours to roll credits. I also just enjoyed the music on each stage, whether I'm just standing still, a progression, or even during the boss fights. And like I said, the boss fights was pretty dope as well. Now the story, I really don't think the story was anything to really care about necessarily. You hopping in the book, you got Bowser Jr. there, which I always love to see my boy Bowser or his son. So, his son being the main antagonist of the game, I thought that was pretty dope. But, you guys are pretty much both looking for this special bird called a bewilder bird. And at the end, you pretty much discover that bird. And, you have some dope fights and stuff throughout. I played mostly on the handheld, but I also played a lot docked. I thought it was pretty much great, both docked and in handheld. You know, like I said, for a UE5 game, ran really good. I thought it was very beautiful, man. Little to no voice acting, of course, so that's not really anything to touch on. And once again, the replayability, I think, is dope. You know, going back, replaying some of these stages, whether you do a fresh save or whether you go back and just want to clean up and get all the secrets, get all the hidden flowers on the stages, make sure you mark all the discoveries in your book. So I think it's a real good amount of replayability right there. This is probably one that I'm going to keep in the library, man. You know, probably replay with the kiddos down the line in the future, come up with different names, or, you know, just to have, if I ever want to have a chill, cozy game, man. And, you know, as I approach my year with Nintendo and the Nintendo Switch 2 being back in the ecosystem, you know, as somebody that plays a lot of games, I got like 300 hours in Marathon. I know that game is hit or miss for a lot of people. I love Halo. I just got done playing Doom, The Dark Ages Revelations. Check out that review on the channel as well, guys. Just dropped that. So as somebody that play a lot of hardcore games, and I'm also looking forward to a lot of hardcore games, you know, Gears E-Day, the next Metro game, you know, I really enjoyed that. So as I play a lot of these hardcore games and stuff like that, being able to go play these more laid back, cozy games, whether it was something like Mario 3D World or Mario Odyssey, or even this right here with Yoshi and the Mysterious Book, I really appreciate it, man, because it's just nice to take a load off, not have to play anything super sweaty, nothing super sad with the single player games. I'm looking at you, Last of Us Part 1 and 2. But just to play something that's pretty fun, can play with the family, it's very approachable, and it also makes you think as an adult. I really enjoyed it, man. I definitely recommend checking it out. If you can get it on a sale, that'd be dope. You know, shout out to Nintendo with their dynamic pricing. I got it physical, but you can definitely pick it up digitally for $60. So, you know, if you can get it on sale down the line, great. If not, I definitely recommend checking it out, especially if you have a family, if you have sons or daughters that like to play video games and you want them to learn and go discover some things at their own pace. I think this is the perfect game for that. And, you know, I appreciate these, and we need more of these in the industry. You know, I like to see kids play these style of games over just, you know, mindless shit like Fortnite and Roblox from sunup to sundown. So always gonna root for these. I'm always gonna root for, you know, the dope little unique games that Xbox dropped with well, they independent now, so just take that back. But Double Fine, I always root for the Psychonauts of the world. You know, I fool with the Astrobots, I fool with the Marios and Kirby's of the world, because I think these are still important to adults and kids alike. They are a part of a lot of people's childhoods and memories going forward and from the past. So that being said, hit that like button, please subscribe. It's been your guy NextGenNero. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Stay tuned for more reviews and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any gaming topics, reviews, or any news. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.